this is a particularly dangerous storm, a confirmed tornado heading now toward Carroll County. These clouds right around 30 to 40,000 feet. Lightning strikes, small hail, and when those reds and greens are circling each other around, that's where we have rotation. The deadliest West Texas tornadoes. Stay away from windows and glass, especially when we have severe weather in the forecast. Make sure you guys are practicing safe distance between you and another car if you happen to drive. Brisk air out west, muggy air out east. Very sunny, very warm, very dry, but very breezy. These red colors indicate extreme drought. One myth is that wearing white makes you cooler. Partly sunny today, but heating up. A great pool day. Here comes that cold front in the northern basin. The mountains splitting the cloud deck. The blues and purples behind me. The blues and purples on my tie. There we go. A home run forecast, 88 degrees. ABC Big 2 News.
Woo! Your Fox 24 local weather authority forecast.
Stormier weather later today will dampen those high temperatures. It is still pretty mild compared to even what we saw a few hours ago, but much more cloudy. This is a live look at the tall city on this pretty, cloudy Thursday morning. We have a good look at the Bank of America Tower, thanks to our Springboard Center Sky Tracker for providing us this still, cloudy, but good visibility seen for now. But thunderstorms may dampen not only temperatures, but visibility ahead. Satellite and radar showing thunderstorms moving through the hill country just off to the northeast of Abilene. And here in the basin, in the Eddy and Lee County region, there are some thicker clouds and rain showers associated with a big storm system moving on through, combining with a cold front that will really start to kick up those thunderstorms later today. A slight risk of severe weather from Hobbs, Lamesa, Midland, Odessa toward Big Lake, and enhanced risk, a higher chance of that in San Angelo, Abilene, and farther to the east. Main impacts being heavy rain, large hail, strong winds, and frequent lightning strikes, all courtesy of this low pressure system with a frontal boundary just to the north of Midland and Odessa in this yellow line, that dry line, meaning more humid air to the east, drier out to the west with clear skies in the Marfa Plateau, more humid with clouds in eastern areas of West Texas. And you see that kind of counterclockwise spin, that's that low pressure system. Winds a little bit more from the north and east right now in and around Midland and Odessa, but kind of battling between southerly and northerly winds. That's why there's that easterly component in those winds. 69 right now with that east-northeasterly wind at 16 miles per hour, 61% relative humidity, and good visibility out there. Temperatures still above normal for most of the region. Cooler in Hobbs, 61. But look at that, 74 right now in places like Dryden. Struggling to warm up pretty much north of I-20 today. Struggling to reach the 60s and 70s. See that sharp contrast in the greens, yellows, and oranges and reds and purples. Mid to upper 90s in Carroll County, 60s in Hill Country, including northeastern areas of West Texas. Average high 89 will be well below that, depending on how stormy we will be. I think we'll be right around 77. Low temperatures in the 50s this evening. Rain with large hail, strong wind gusts, and frequent lightning starting to pop up, I would say, within the next few hours near the eastern parts of our viewing area. Those yellows, oranges, and reds indicating heavy rain, some lightning strikes, but more widespread rain activity moving through this evening. These reds, again, really indicating much needed rainfall, but that potential for flash flooding. Please be careful out there. Storms ending, overnight temperatures dropping in the 50s with lighter winds, preluding to a more settled weather pattern as we head into tomorrow with clear skies. So below normal temperatures today, still below normal temperatures tomorrow, starting off in the 50s, but warming up in the 80s. High 90s, low triple digits this weekend, may reach at least 100 for the first time this season on Sunday in Midland. Still hot Monday, but cooler after that. Some cloud trails that form high up in the sky are from aircraft. But are these clouds contrails or chemtrails? It's a decades-long controversy, but there are cut and dry facts separate from the myths.
Contrails is definitely a thing, that's from commercial airlines, it's the exhaust, but chemtrails is a little different.
Chemtrails are real, according to Midland local John Forster.
They have planes that fly into the clouds to help produce rain. That's chemtrails. They have that.
Cloud seeding, an experiment that started in the 1940s, eventually made people wonder if the U.S. government was spraying toxic chemicals in the atmosphere that could form into trails of clouds, thus the name chemtrails. While condensed trails of jet engine fuel, known as contrails, are scientifically proven, Brian Curran, the Science and Operations Officer at the National Weather Service in Midland, explains why chemtrails are not a thing.
The chemtrail myth is exactly that. It is a myth because the contents of the contrails themselves are mostly water vapor ice crystals. There's no nefarious plot to seed the atmosphere with chemicals.
Some have speculated that Tennessee lawmakers are trying to get rid of chemtrails via a bill that aims to ban geoengineering measures to prevent climate change. Forster is one of the believers, and he thinks that Bill Gates is involved with chemtrails.
I mean, what else would Bill Gates be blocking out the sun with? It's got to be some kind of chemical that he's putting in some kind of sheet or something, right?
Dust, not chemicals. Gates financially backed the stratospheric controlled perturbation experiment proposed by Harvard University, which aimed to spray non-toxic sun-reflecting aerosols in the atmosphere to combat global warming. Earlier this year, however, the experiment was canceled. But Satavia, a young software company based in Cambridge, uses forecast modeling to track how contrails, not chemtrails, form so that aircraft can avoid creating contrail warming clouds in the first place.
We put the aircraft in a place where it's not going to make those contrail clouds. So that just means finding a dry place in the atmosphere to direct the aircraft.
Adam Durant, the chief executive and founder of Satavia, has worked with 12 airlines to solve the contrail problem.
By making small changes to only 5% of an airline's flight plans, so we solve the problem before the aircraft even departs, then we can solve about 80% of that climate impact by not making the contrail clouds.
The problem isn't chemicals, but the warming effect from a contrail.
As the sunlight hits the ground, it radiates some of that sunlight energy back up into the atmosphere, and the clouds themselves, since it's water vapor, and water vapor is a greenhouse gas, will reflect some of that thermal energy back down toward the ground.
Contrails are as real as chemtrails, according to Forster.
I use logic and I research, and they definitely exist.
Exist they do, but science proves no other contrail variations.
Contrails are scientifically proven fact. Chemtrails are a myth. People will seek out what they want to seek out.
So contrails are real, but chemtrails are not real. In the studio, I'm meteorologist Ryan DePhillips, ABC Big 2 News.